Okay, so Sam, what do you actually look for then in a query letter, if we're going to be specific?
Okay, so, and I feel like this would be like a subgroup of all the agents, but the first thing is I want to know why you're approaching me. So you need to know something about my agency or my taste, or you've heard me speak, or usually it's like, why me? There are hundreds of agents that are looking for interesting work, literary work. So why me? And often it's because of my sense of humor. It's because of another book that I did where somebody says, oh, if he did that book, he would love my book. So it's kind of like...
But not so blatant, right? Like, you don't want people to be like, or do you? Do you want people to be like, hey,
oh, no,
Sam,
no,
like,
I love when they say, Sam, you did this book and this book and this book. And by the way, my book is a comp. It's like, if the best example would be, it's this meets that meets this.
Okay, gotcha.
Which would be pretty funny. So people have actually done that, and I respect that because it means they've done their homework.
Yeah. Okay.
So the first thing is I want to know why. Why should I be looking at it rather than somebody else? And one of my pet peeves is if I see that I'm on an email thread and then they haven't learned how to use the BCC, and then there's like 50 other agents, and usually those I just delete. I'm like, I'm sorry, you're approaching a bunch of people randomly, and then you can't even say Dear Sam. It would be like Dear Agent,
right.
Which is always a clue. There's an issue. There's a problem.
Yeah.
So. I want to know, one, why you're approaching me or my agency. Sometimes I read for other agents that work with me.
Okay.
So it's fair if it's not specifically for me. They could say, Sam, I think your agency's kind of cool in this way or that way. You might want to look at this. And I'll say, okay, I believe that. And then the second thing is, I want a really good elevator pitch of what your story is. That's usually the second thing.
And how long-ish?
As long as it takes. There's no rules about that. But the general query should be like about a page, like a nav by 11 piece of paper, and it should be a page double spaced.
Okay.
So then you've got the elevator pitch about what the book is. I like to have more market comparables, like it's a little bit like this meets that. So if you could figure out what it is, or written in the tradition of this, or with the voice of that, or imagine if Harry Potter grew up and was doing this, you'd have this character or something. So I like that. And then the third thing should be, third part of the query is, why are you the best author for this book? Or why did you write this book? If it's fiction, what was it that compelled you to do it? Why, of all the things to write, why this thing? What was interesting about it? And with nonfiction, usually you're the best person for the book because it's about something you studied, or something you're an expert in, or something you already teach, and you just want to share the wealth,
Right, and even in fiction, I suppose, because you can tell a story through, it can be your own life, but told through other metaphors or characters and all that stuff too, so you can bring it back to yourself as well,
and it's true, there's always a fine line, because a lot of fiction contains a lot of truth.
Right,
from the writers' lives and the lives of their friends and so on, and a lot of sometimes a lot of what is known as memoir or nonfiction. And usually they put that right up front in a disclaimer that they've created a composite character to solve a problem, or they've changed names or whatever. So it can be a fine line, but generally, we understand what we mean by memoir or nonfiction and fiction, and there's a bit of a leeway.
Right. And is that how you like the structure, the way you just laid it out, so the last paragraph is nice?
Yeah, usually it's like, why should I be, so if I get 100 of these every day, which I sometimes do, I want to know why is it coming to me? Mm-hmm. What do you have? Who are you?
Okay, and how about the subject line? Because is that how you choose to open sometimes?
It's a good question. I'm not really picky if they say query and they give me the title of the book or whatever. I mean, it's also a good test of a good title. If I'm caught by the title, that could be awesome. Or if it's kind of like, I'm like, what is this? That could be good too. This thing makes you curious to learn more.
What's the title? And so do you open every email or not really?
I try to, and I do most of them, but sometimes I just forward them. From our website, you can pick which agent or agents should get a query. So often if I see that I've got a query and one of my other agents that it might be better for already has it, that means that the author has done their work, their homework. And then if I like it, I'll send a note saying, are you interested in this? Because this really looks right for you. If not, I can get it to you.
Yeah. Okay, great.